Seahawks fans, our subscription numbers are absolutely terrible right now, which makes me sad. You guys are not subscribing, even though you keep tuning in time after time to watch the latest of what's going around with Seattle. So if you want more free videos, let's get that changed. Hit that big red button, or I am told by my bosses, or else. I don't know what or else means, but I do have a family to feed. So help me out, hit that big red button, and subscribe today. Today's look at the potential Jamal Adams replacements for the Seattle Seahawks is presented by Manscaped. You can get 20% off and free shipping this holiday season on all their great men's grooming products when you use promo code Seahawks at manscaped.com. As you know by now, because you're all subscribed and you got the notification when the news broke, Jamal Adams is out for the season. Yet another shoulder surgery is going to be needed for the highly impactful Seahawks linebacker. He is done for the year after he signed that massive contract extension in the offseason. Now, I don't love the way Seattle has utilized Jamal Adams this year, although he has been more impactful in pass coverage than in previous years. 5 pass breakups, 2 interceptions, a ton of tackles, still an impactful player. But the Seahawks season is going the wrong direction. That pick they're going to send to the Jets might be a top 10 pick, which is really bad because that's a premium to pay. You are making the Jamal Adams trade on the guys. You're going to win a Super Bowl in the next 2 years, and that is not going to end up happening. So I want you guys to be honest with me. Do you regret the Jamal Adams trade? Y for yes, N for no. Maybe I should have spelled it regrets to be funny, but I want you guys to get your thoughts in for me in the comment section. Be honest. Y for yes, N for no. Let's focus in now on the main focal point, right? The replacements for Jamal Adams. As of right now, Seattle has only 3 healthy safeties on the active roster. Ugo Amadi counts, but he's been their nickel corner, right? Quandre Diggs, and then Ryan Neal. And make no mistake, Ryan Neal is the next man up for Seattle. And honestly, he's been a pretty impressive player at various points across his Seahawks, where he's had chances to start in the past because of injuries at the position. And although he is not as good as Jamal Adams, he is a solid football player. Now, my suspicion for Seattle is they've been playing more 2-deep coverage because they could trust Adams to hold up better in coverage than I think Ryan Neal will. I think you'll see more cover 3 looks out of Seattle, allow Neal to hang out in the box where he is a better player relative to being back deep in coverage. But the depth is a concern in Seattle. So I want your honest reaction here. Does Seattle need to go out and sign a safety? Type in 1 for yes, they got to get somebody in there, or type in 2 for no, they can get by with the duo of Quandre Diggs and Ryan Neal. Get those votes in for me at the pinned comment. That's what this is going to be. So if the ad break comes here and you're watching on YouTube, head down to that pinned comment and type your 1s or your 2s. Another name I will mention who is not technically a safety is Nigel Warrior. Now, he was a safety at Tennessee, but was getting cornerback reps in the preseason after the Ravens cut him. The Seahawks pick him up. He has yet to play a real regular season defensive snap. Now, maybe Seattle would just kick Ugo Amadi out to safety and let Warrior or somebody else come in at corner. But I did want to mention him as a potential name for Seattle if they want to go with the internal options, which are oh so thin since in the practice squad, they've only got corners right now. We'll break down some free agent options for Seattle, but first, today's show is powered by Manscaped. If you want to have success off the field, which we know for a fact I did, since I have a 3-week-old child, get 20% off and free shipping by heading over to manscaped.com and utilizing promo code Seahawks. They are the best men's grooming products on the market. That link, by the way, will be both in the comment section and in the description to make your lives a bit easier this holiday season. Slap it on your Christmas wish list and watch the success come in off the field. Not subtle at all there. Let's go to Bradley McDougald then, the number one free agent option, I think, specifically for Seattle. Because McDougald, of course, played for the Seahawks back in 2017 to 2019, and then was the throw-in piece for the Jamal Adams trade. Now, McDougald spent a year with the Jets, got a bit banged up, and has now bounced around the NFL. The Titans had him this season, and he wasn't playing all that well. McDougald is not the caliber of player that he was when I think he was arguably at his best in Seattle. He had 19 pass breakups, 5 interceptions, a metric ton of tackles, 8 tackles for loss as well. He could help Seattle, and his familiarity, I think, makes him a very strong, and frankly, I would outright suggest Seattle goes out and signs McDougald. There is another player with some in-depth familiarity with Seattle. That is Damarious Randall, who, boy, he's had a weird career path, right? Spent the 23 season with the Seahawks, played a little bit, then moved from safety to corner this off-season/preseason, and it wasn't very good. He got cut pretty early. I wanted to mention Randall because of his familiarity, because he's played safety before. I don't really know how much more he's got left in the tank at this point. So pick one that you think Seattle should bring back, if either of them. I think it's pretty clear. I'd say McDougald, but let me know what you guys think by typing in M for McDougald in the comment section, or type in R for Damarious Randall. I think the most talented safety on the free agent market is Tre Boston, who I think is a better player right now than Ryan Neal. He is, I believe, the top free agent safety on the open market. I think it's strange he wasn't signed this offseason. His agent, I don't know if it's fair to call it a leak, straight up said, or told, I think it was Schefter, that he is in shape, vaccinated, and ready to play and sign right now. He's been doing some media stuff in the Charlotte area right now. In 2020, he was pretty solid. Now, a lot of tackles, not that many high-end splash plays, but as we're getting into, the other safeties out there are not that great. I think Boston would be a good addition for Seattle. Now, I got a few more names I'm going to get into, but first, I want you guys to name a safety who you want the Seahawks to go out and sign. Any name that is available in the free agent market, shout them out in the comments section. We'll go a bit quicker on some of these other names here. They're more not great options. Jarrod Wilson has played a bit this year and last year. Got some starting reps for a bad Jags team at one point. A nice number of tackles, but I think he's pretty clearly the third best option on this list behind McDougald and Boston. Other free agent safeties. Clinton Dix. He's kind of washed up. So, too, I think, are Clayton Geathers and DJ Swearinger. Adrian Colbert, however, does intrigue me a little bit. He's bounced around from the Jets and Patriots in recent months. I think that could be a decent fit for Seattle. You could also, by the way, go sign a practice squad player, and there are some names you might have heard of in the past. Darian, Thompson, Kavon, Frazier, decent notable names as it relates to special teams. You do not want those guys playing real reps for you. However, Sheldrick Redwine was a former, I think, 5th-round pick by the Browns. Spent some time with, I think, the Jets and the Dolphins, and, of course, the Browns mixed in there as well. Not a bad candidate. Sean Davis, former 2nd-round pick by the Steelers a few years ago. He's been a bit of a bust. And I'll also mention, and one that does intrigue me, Karl Joseph of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He is a true box safety. He can't cover very well. But if you want someone to back up back up Ryan Neal as that box safety player, I do think Joseph could be a decent fit for Seattle. There are tons of other names that no one has ever heard of, but those are the top 5 options I thought for Seattle among current practice squad players.